Okay, so I was gonna wait a while before doing another video, but an interesting thing happened today, a little while ago actually. A couple good things did happen earlier today. My son actually confided in me about his relationship. Woohoo! Yay! Teenage boy talking to mom. That's major. And my middle daughter confided some stuff in me, and that made me feel pretty good. But then I started feeling anxious, and I've been under the weather all day because I feel like I think I'm getting a sinus infection or something. So I probably sound very nasally and weird. But so my mom is driving me home from her house, and we stopped by Walmart to get my medication because it's time for a refill. And she said she was going to stay in the car. And so I was like, okay, well, I'm just going to go grab the cappuccino and the medicine and come right back out and hurry up because she was tired. So I do that, and I get my medicine, and it doesn't take very long because they're trying to close. And I walk out, and for some reason, the store near where I live, the Walmart where I live, it makes me jittery. But I did it. I went in by myself, and, I was trying to learn to do that more without getting shaky. And I was only a little shaky, but I was dealing with it. But then I get out to the parking lot, and no mom in the car. So I'm like, oh crap, where's my mom? And I know that's weird. I'm 43 years old, and I'm wondering where my mom is, and I'm feeling like I'm a 5-year-old, scared to death something's happened to her mommy. But so then I waited a couple minutes thinking maybe she ran to go to the bathroom, and it was a couple minutes and she still wasn't back up, wasn't there. So I started calling her and calling her and calling her and calling her, and she wasn't answering her phone. And I'm like, where the fuck are you? And I'm panicking, and each time I call and she doesn't answer, I'm panicking even more. I'm like, where is my mom? So I ended up sitting on the ground next to the car, rocking and shaking and crying. And people looked at me like I was some kind of crackhead detoxing or something. I mean, several people passed by and just looked at me like I was a crackhead or, some kind of drug addict, the way I was rocking and shaking. And then a guy came up who works for the fire department to see if I was okay. And I explained to him that, I have panic disorder and I was having a panic attack, but I wasn't a drug addict or anything like that. And, I told him that several people had looked at me that way. And he told me, he had done that at first, but then he wanted to make sure I was okay because he knows other people with anxiety and PTSD. So he sat there talking to me, trying to keep me a little bit calmer. And, asked for a description of my mom. So I showed him the picture. And then just after I showed him the picture, she starts walking out of the store because she had decided, oh, wait, I forgot. My husband needs some drinks and some other stuff. So she thought she'd be done before I was because she figured the pharmacy would take a little while. Well, he's like, is that her in the red shirt? And I'm like, oh my God, there's my mom. And I'm like, where were you? What happened? You didn't text me or let me know anything. And she's like, I forgot my phone at home. So that's why she wasn't answering. So it took me about 10 minutes to not be hyperventilating and shaking. I mean, I'm still a little shaky. But yeah, so I was having a massive panic attack and people looked at me like I was a crackhead. And unfortunately, that happens a lot to people with anxiety or PTSD because they have a flashback or an episode and somebody thinks they're just whacked out on drugs or having some kind of withdrawal or some stupid shit. But, they don't take the time to understand. And I was very fortunate that the guy from the fire department understood and stayed with me until my mom came back out. And my mom was like so upset to see me in that shape. She's like, oh my God, I'm sorry, I should have just went in with you. And I'm sorry that, because she didn't think anything about, she didn't realize she'd forgotten her phone until she tried to find it to message me. And she really thought she'd be done before I was, because normally pharmacies take forever. But and she felt really bad. And I'm like, Mom, don't feel bad. You can't, with everything you have going on with your cancer and, Dad's health. And, my dad almost died a few weeks ago. Literally, he was dead for about a minute. They resuscitated him. But, his health issues and keeping track of all that, I'm like, you can't expect yourself to remember every little thing that sets off my PTSD or my panic. That's too much. and I don't expect anybody to remember it all the time. But you know, when they don't, they feel bad, and you know, but it happens. And you know, I felt like an idiot, but I couldn't control it. I tried. I was breathing the best I could, but you know, with clogged sinuses, it's kind of hard to do deep breathing exercises. And you know, my body was just convulsing and rocking and spasming, and you know, the tears were just falling, and I couldn't stop because I was in such a state of panic. But you know, the thing that killed me the most is that all these people that passed by me just looked at me like I was some kind of drug addict, and didn't offer to help, didn't check on me until the one guy from the fire department did. And I'm very grateful for him for that. And you know, I am a lot calmer now. I'm still shaky, but I'm okay. And you know, I just thought that I would share that story because, you know, having a panic attack where you're sitting on the ground rocking and shaking and crying in the middle of a Walmart parking lot is not a fun thing to do, and it's embarrassing. And I it it happens, and I all I could do is deal with it. So you know, hopefully this will help someone. And you know, I did make it through it, and I'm home, and I'm okay, and about to go take a nice hot bath. Peace.